Hey, Colts fans, did you think you'd get a fresh start with Anthony Richardson after his return? Well, buckle up, because we're diving into the good, the bad, and the ugly from Sunday's heartbreaking loss to the Denver Broncos. Spoiler alert. Richardson's struggles are still very much part of the conversation. But what now? Is there hope, or are we back to square one? So here's the scoop. The Colts were in a do-or-die situation against the Broncos. Their defense was absolutely on fire. They allowed just 193 yards and picked off Bo Nix 3 times. But despite all that, the Colts still lost by 18 points. And when you peel back the layers of that loss, guess what kept popping up again? Yep, Anthony Richardson's inconsistencies. Richardson finished the game completing just 17 of 38 passes for 172 yards. But let's be honest, those numbers are a bit misleading. He padded them with a decent garbage time performance. But without that, his stats would have been painfully worse. Think 11 of 29 for 119 yards. Ouch. Now, we've seen flashes of brilliance from Richardson before. Remember his solid game against the Jets when he came back from the bench? But then came 3 more performances that looked way too familiar: missed throws, stalled drives, and more missed throws. So, here we are again, asking the same tough question. Can the Colts count on Richardson to turn things around in 2025? Let's talk about expectations for next year. Drafting a quarterback in the top 5 is like getting into a long-term relationship. It's a big commitment, and you don't just get out of it after a rough few months. Richardson, picked 4th overall, was a high-risk, high-reward choice. He had just 13 college starts and completed under 55% of his passes. The potential was undeniable, but so were the risks. And here we are, seeing those risks play out. This season, Richardson's completion rate is an eye-popping 47%, yikes. That's not just bad, that's a league-worst CPOE, completion percentage over expected, of -11.1. And the most concerning part? His accuracy hasn't improved since his benching. Over the last 3 games, it's been exactly the same. In the NFL, if you can't complete at least half your passes, you're in big trouble, and Richardson's performance is just not there yet. But before we completely hit the panic button, let's look at an example that might give Colts fans some hope. Josh Allen. Yes, that Josh Allen, the Bills' QB who was once a raw, inaccurate prospect. And now? Well, now he's likely on his way to an MVP. His story is the dream scenario for Richardson. Allen, like Richardson, was a work in progress coming out of college. But with the right coaching, he blossomed into a top-tier QB. Could Richardson follow that same path? It's possible, but it's also important to recognize that Allen is a rare exception, not the rule. Let's face it, Richardson is not going to suddenly become an elite passer overnight. He won't be challenging a 70% completion rate, but with the right adjustments to the offense and a lot of hard work, he could improve. However, this season has shown that significant progress is needed just to reach a reasonable level of play. In short, Richardson still has a lot of work to do, but the Colts are stuck with him, at least for 2025. They'll tweak the offense to fit his strengths, and they'll hope that everything finally clicks, like it did with Allen. But, if this season has taught us anything, it's that it won't be an easy road. So, what do you think? Is Anthony Richardson still the future of the Colts? Or are we just seeing a fool's errand play out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. We've got plenty more Colts content coming your way. You don't want to miss it.